last week's, like last month's topic, which was like the good things in life. So I'm going to tell the story about this guy named March Martingale. I like this guy. I do. So March Martingale was conceived with the purchase of a leather jacket. There was this guy who needed a jacket. He would go out at night, and so he could like, and he wanted to be like dressed up nice, so he wanted a new jacket, right? And he had seen this leather jacket someplace, and he actually thought of buying it. He was like wondering if he could pull it off or not. So he goes to the store, and he starts to try it on because we have trying doesn't hurt you, right? And when he puts it on, he's still wondering like, can I actually pull this off? It's a freaking leather jacket. And he looks at himself in the mirror, and he realizes he looks a bit like an 80s rock star, and he kind of likes that because he always liked 80s rock. If you can't understand me, please insist so I can speak better. So he actually loved how it looked, so he bought the jacket. This guy was up to do like a big trip soon enough. He was going to go to a magical city called New York, and it was going to be like his first trip abroad for a long time. He was going to go by himself, and it felt like an adventure, like go to a part of land that you heard a lot about. So, he goes off to New York. New York turns out to be anything you ever heard of. Like it's a pretty big city, has a lot of energy, and you can see that energy in the people, in the giant concrete buildings you have there, the little collab rooms where a lot of people is there and there's music sounding and like the lights are low but they're like frantic. And he sees all this energy and he decides to take that energy in. So he throws out the CD and he starts doing things that he would normally not have done. He goes on the CD and he checks out places and he's kind of like a kid in a new place, trying things. So one day he comes up to his first quest he made. This starts in the financial district, and he's just going around the city because he was looking for something in particular, and it was about 6 o'clock. So he goes to this, and he gets hungry. Where it comes from at 6 o'clock, he gets hungry. But you don't get dinner. So he goes to a coffee shop, and he gets a coffee and a brownie. So he sits down, he's by himself, and there's like this rock music playing, it's old school rock music. Like how music that's pretty soulful, like you play with yourself. And he's like, I'm in New York, there should be a place where I can go and listen to this live. Right? You could imagine a venue, like kind of dark with a lot of wood, and maybe just one guy or maybe a small band in the background playing this, and people just enjoying themselves. So given that it was a conversation and there was like coffee place guy was playing music, he goes up to the guy and he asks him, okay, you know anywhere where I can listen to this live? So he has a couple of places in mind, he's not really sure, so they write them down in a notebook that was later to be known as the Note of Adventure, because that's where all the notes of the adventure were written down in. And that leads him to tour around the city trying to look for these list of bars where live music could actually happen. So he goes around and checks out places, and again, the same excitement. He actually gets this thing of collecting business cards for places. We can return to them, and you can get like a physical grip of each place. Sadly, in New York, there's no more rock and roll. I don't know what happened with it, but he couldn't find any place with this kind of rock and roll music playing. But he gets this thing. By the end of the night, he was hungry and he goes to this place called the Cake Shop, which is a small venue, small bar, kind of hipster, where they serve cakes up until like 4 a.m. It's pretty crazy. And he's sitting at the table and he's like excited in this whole adventure. And he has a couple of people next to him, and they were like everyone was minding their own business. So And like he's thinking to himself, and he had these things, so he was checking out this notebook adventure and all the business cards he had, and the girl that was behind the bar, she asked him about something, and he realized he has stories to tell from being like a couple of weeks in New York, and he feels like I'm no one special, so everyone can have a story. So he decides to get to the guy next to him and ask him, hey, like, what's your story? If I have a story, maybe everyone has a story. And it turns out that the guy next to him actually had a story. He was like this Polish guy, of course, son of a Polish immigrant, and it turns out that they had things in common because he had like a math thing, because his Polish grandfather was in Argentina and he actually enjoyed math. So they kind of bonded on top of that, and the guy had built his own guitar in his like garage or something, and he had pictures. It was actually pretty exciting, and he was just asking, "What's your story? What do you have to tell us? What happened in your life?" So that's like the first moral of the story, that people have stories to tell, and that's kind of why we are here in the end. The second part of the story is about a woman, lady, and this guy, when he's on his adventure, he happens to meet someone, and they meet over dancing, and the first dance was actually pretty exciting because they have this thing, they just dance, and it was freaking fun. And it takes a while for them like to get acquainted and start talking to each other, but eventually they do. And they actually found something that was interesting. They have a very sincere love for life and a very sincere love for like they had like a really honest feeling of life and things. They share like pictures of sunsets, for example. It was kind of cheesy, but still. And they get to talk to each other, and they one of their days like they ask like really honest questions about each other's lives, and they start sharing stories. Some of them were true, some of them were not. And turns out that for him, this girl was kind of a queen. She she got those things really interesting. She was she had a degree in journalism, and she had moved to New York because she was kind of like she was from a small town city in upstate New York, and she was kind of bored, so she went to big city, you know, classical story. And with that, she got an 8 to 9, like 9 to 8 job, and she got bored of it because she was sick of sitting there in her desk for 8 hours and doing like bunch work. So she thinks to herself, like, what should I do? And she thinks, I like dogs. Is there any way I can like spend my life with dogs? And she decides to walk dogs. And off she goes to it. And the thing was something she really enjoyed. If you go and check out her website, like the description on how she handles and cares about the dogs, it's really interesting. Her journalism it really shows up in her webpage. You read it and it's really well written. So, but anyway, I mean, she ends up like changing her like good paying job for just the dogs, and she's happy as well. And you can see that. You can see someone who's like really honest about herself, and it's like it's there. And in this adventure, this guy was being just as honest about himself. So they bond over that. And then both of them like really liked the city, so they went out and checked out places. And kind of like the thing of this checking out places was that they should be places where people like are honest and open. The first place you go to is a live band karaoke, which is an excellent idea. And she was really excited about that place because it was like Monday night, first night of the week, and people were kind of pumped because it's Monday. And but in that place, she could see people unwinding. Like they were like not out of their minds like crazy, but out of minds like out of the whole things like kind of construct you, like restrict you in life. And you just go on stage and you forget about everything and you just sing. Either good or bad, doesn't matter. So the other place I checked out was actually Mock, which is like storytelling event, which is like crazy. People are cheering even more than in a concert. It's insane. And another place I went to that had the same idea was there is this like music bar in New York. I don't remember the name, but it's somewhere. and like people like from the music scene, the musical scene, go there and they spend the whole night. There's a piano kind of bar. There's this guy playing the piano for hours on and on. He knows every single musical song there is, and people just sing to it and sing to it and sing to it. It's insane. So, so that's kind of like that's the main thing that happened with the queen, and he turned out to be a king for her too in his own way. And so they get that, and well, they eventually stop seeing each other because this guy was going on a short trip and he has to leave. And but he gets left off with this like new idea of discovery and adventure. There's like this newborn concept of adventure, which is something that drives you. Doesn't matter if it could be anything. It could be a job, it could be a city, it could be doing something you when I was you were a child, like stupid, like riding a skateboard. Like you want to learn to do that. That's your adventure. Go for a shot. You chase up a girl or a guy. Something that actually drives you. And so he leaves this adventure with two, like three things. This thing of this concept of adventure, this this learning of how to be honest and true about yourself and how things happen and show up and are exciting when you're honest with yourself. And finally, he leaves with a new nickname that came up to this girl's name, like out of the blue, which is March Martingale. And the cool thing about the story is that this guy is now in Buenos Aires and he's back to normal. But every now and then, when he goes, when I go out and do the things that I like go to strange parts, come here to tell stories or whatever, I get to be March Martingale again. Thank you.